Welcome, patrons! In my journey to do all the Dragon Age things I can, I present to you another Flash game that came out in 2011. This one has less meat to it, but I still want to go over it, because it's a Dragon Age thing. So let's talk about Dragon Age Legends Remix 01. Dragon Age Legends. So originally I wanted this video to include Dragon Age Legends as well, as that game ties into this, but it's this whole story that I'll go into once the video comes out, but the TLDR is that I can't work computers and the game is a lot bigger than I thought. But as a quick rundown, what is Dragon Age Legends? That game came out on March 18th, 2011, about 10 days after Dragon Age 2 came out. Legends was based on Facebook and Google+, for whoever actually used that. And for you youngins who don't remember the days of Facebook games on Facebook were like if mobile phone games wanted you to also text your friends about joining in to play every 10 minutes, while also asking for microtransactions. That aside, the game was made by EA2D, which you can hear more about in my other review on their first game for Dragon Age Journeys. And with all of that, Dragon Age Legends Remix 01. The most about this game that I could find was an article by Kotaku, so for the moment, this is all based on this article. Released around May 16th, 2011, which is when the article was released, I can't find a solid specific date, the game was actually made by another company called Pixelante, but they used all the same assets from Dragon Age Legends. From what I can tell, this isn't their first game, and the group, which may actually just be one guy called Evan Miller, I can't really be sure, but they sort of fell off the earth sometime in 2012. As the article states, EA2D approached Miller, who was a fan of the Dragon Age series, to make a hack-and-slash style of game, and it seems that he was pretty proud of it, seeing as his name is in the title, along with hack-and-slash mix. Also, just as a really random side note, but I just have to talk about this. In the Kotaku article, it reads, "Let's see EA hand over the assets to Battlefield 3 to create a Facebook strategy game, or Activision tap in an independent developer to give us the Call of Duty kart racer we so richly deserve." Oh my god, can you imagine if we actually got the Call of Duty kart racer? What is this guy thinking? Is this a joke? Does this guy just hate this game so much the whole article is sarcastic? What is this? Anyway, back to the actual game. Gameplay. Something you will find quick is that most of the links, minus the one to Pixelante's actual website, are broken. This is more because the thing is so old, but that's that. Once you click play, you get a splash screen explaining the base story. Templar Ravi, the man you play as, has an uncle that's a Viscount. Viscount Kadra of Kashin has become an abomination, and he needs to slay it. But Ravi needs the help of powerful artifacts to do so, and it's your job to find them. The items you need belong to the fabled demon hunter Evra. So you might remember the name Evra from Dragon Age 2, as some promotional items carry his name. We'll go over that when we get to Dragon Age Legends, as it has more to do with that than this, but for now, just know that it's really just made for this game. It's not like any deep lore thing with Evra. Anyway, you have your quest, and you go. You get to pick your difficulty. I chose easy because I have nothing to prove. Don't at me. So, for the most part, there really isn't a story to this. You run around, complete objectives, level up, and at the end of each level you get a grade on how many things you killed, and more importantly, you get a reward that you can redeem in Dragon Age Legends, or you used to be able to. Now you can't. Now it's just, oh, I got a power thing I can't use, yay. The controls are kind of weird in that it uses which way your mouse is pointing to decide where your character is going. Like, you really do not need the keyboard at all. This is purely mouse. Which, here's the thing, this weird control scheme is actually pretty common back in the Flash game era, and for the most part, I think it's well done for what it is. My recording system didn't actually record my mouse, that way it doesn't bother you guys, but you can see when the screen dims is when my mouse actually got out of the playable area, but it still lets the game play, and I can still actually click and do attacks. So it's kind of nice like that. You left-click to do your main attack, and you can choose a combat style, which changes your right-click ability. I played around with all of them, but I ended up really just liking the strong attack the best, but the game is nice in that you can actually change the attack style in any level up camp. My main issue with the controls, though, was actually the jumping. It was very floaty and just very hard to control, and it later kind of became an issue for me when I wanted to explore some platforms. Enemies drop items that level you up, heal you, or just give you more energy to do more attacks with. The first level is running around in the plains fighting darkspawn, and you end up fighting this giant ogre, which honestly, I found this to be the most interesting level. The second level was brown plains with darkspawn, undead, demons, and cultists. Third was a grassy mark with darkspawn, undead, demons, and cultists, but you did fight 2 reverends at the end. Fourth was a forest with darkspawn, undead, demons, and cultists, and then the fifth was a volcano ruin thing with darkspawn, undead, demons, and cultists. You also get a lackluster dragon fight at the end. You could kind of spam it by like sitting on the dragon's head. I don't know if that's supposed to happen. I did fall off from time to time, so I guess there is some sort of challenge. Then again, I'm playing on easy, guys. Your results may vary. And yeah, that's it. You beat the game with a screen letting you know that Ravi got the items he needs, and now he needs to go recruit some companions to help defeat his evil uncle. Then it tells you to go play Dragon Age Legends. So if you know anything about Dragon Age Legends, you recognize that this is actually a prequel to the opening cutscene, which is also the trailer for it if you've seen that. The 2 items mentioned at the end, Everest Might and Everest Trophy Belt, are actually both unlockable DA2 items, but not through this game. It's in Dragon Age Legends, so we'll talk about that at a later date as well. Discussion. First, the name. I get that they had it connected to Dragon Age Legends. That's completely understandable. I might even be able to forgive the remix, because that was just honestly a popular word back in that era for sequels. But the O1 confuses me. It's a little too much. Was there to be another remix? Was that actually a hook at the end, and the next hack and slash was going to be us getting more companions? Or is that just some 2000 levels flair of liking nonsense tech-looking words or something? It's really mouthy too. Dragon Age Legends Remix 01. That is easily the longest name in anything Dragon Age ever. But about the base game itself, it's not actually a bad game. It's a cute little hack and slash game that was pretty good. I didn't really like this type of game, but I didn't hate it either. It was short, about 25 minutes for me to play on easy, and sweet, and just to the point. Granted, I don't think a lot of Dragon Age fans will love this, as it's pretty divorced from anything in the series other than a coat of Dragon Age paint on it. But unlike some other really awful Dragon Age tie-ins, this is only bad at being Dragon Age. It's pretty good at being a hack and slash flash game though. So, overall, if you're looking to do all of the Dragon Age lore in the world, read these 2 title screens I have on the screen right now, and then you could skip this entirely. It's fun, but again, as I don't really like these types of games, I'm probably going to forget all about this in a year's time. But that being said, this little flash game actually seemed to have gotten better reviews than Dragon Age Legends itself. I found a fair amount of forum posts looking back on this very positively, but Legends with absolute disgust and disdain. Now, if you want to play this, it's actually all over the web. I found it everywhere, and it all worked. And I've linked what I used to play it down below. But again, Flash is a dying tool on the internet. If you want to play this, do it sooner rather than later. And that, dear patrons, is all that we know on the Dragon Age title that has easily the silliest name in the series. Do you have any lingering questions, proof that I'm wrong, comments about your own fan theory, feel free to tweet me at @Gildathon on Twitter or send a PM to user Gillanon on Reddit. All.